Hey, what's up, guys? I'm on a very low quality potato webcam, and we're here to talk about a movie. It's called Bohemian Rhapsody. It's about the Queen band, and it's a great documentary type historical rock music movie. Like, good stuff, good story. A lot of stuff I didn't know about the band. If you like Queen, you're going to like the show. I'm here with my buddies, the con artist, and Mr. Miggy Snowflakes over here.
Miggy Snowflake. I'm from What the Folk Show. I'm also doing a podcast right now, so you guys know what I look like. I have black hair and human skin. I'm doing a podcast right here, What the Folk Show, and we're doing the live stream with no bullshit right now. We saw Queen. I thought it was fucking awesome. First question,
it was good.
First question I got to ask though is, dude, Halloween's over, so what are you doing this whole John Goodman, Big Lebowski thing you got going on?
Yeah, I took the camera for a second, but no, I do look like it's a John Goodman costume. I just kind of I actually don't even try.
I think you've already set up what we're going to be next year for Halloween.
Yeah, we're going to be Big Lebowski.
Yeah,
I feel like we're at the point where we don't know where John Goodman ends and you begin, vice versa.
So wait, who gets to be the dude then?
Well, I'm definitely the dude.
I've been the dude once for Halloween.
My hair's long, it's good. I'm the dude.
The thing is, too, is I've actually lived my life trying to be as cool as John Goodman, honoring him ever since the Roseanne days.
That's just your opinion, man.
I just like big dudes with a lot of love.
Shut the fuck up, Donnie.
People helping people. And he wasn't in this movie, but it was an excellent movie. I'm going to flip the camera off for a second. We're talking about it, and we got your chats up here too. What's up, Chumpy Chicken 2 says, "Hey, what's up?"
Nice name.
But yeah, general thoughts. You were saying it was good. I thought it was awesome.
I loved it.
Sure.
But I guess
I don't think I don't know how far I would go with that. There definitely were some moments I definitely cringed because there's some parts where you're supposed to cringe because it's got that behind the music kind of vibe, and there's some gross things, just a lot of partying. But the thing that got to me,
I don't think it needs those terms.
Let's get the elephant out of the room. It was very gay.
I mean,
it was a super gay.
Freddie Mercury was a gay man.
He wasn't just gay though. He was gay.
Did that intimidate you?
Flamboyant.
Was it hard to watch?
Yeah.
No,
the band's name is Queen.
No, I have this.
I
have a good reason. The reason I'm uncomfortable around gay dudes is because they always hit on me.
Oh, okay.
So
they love John Goodman.
It's those glasses with John Goodman.
I
think this movie was good because this movie was basically it was a Queen album. Had really high highs, really low lows. Not as much substance as you might have liked, but amazing music, extremely entertaining. And I think it's hard to mess this movie up because Queen's music is so good. Yeah. And we all love it. And we noticed from the crowd was packed on a Thursday night. People older than us mostly who really grew up with them. We're kind of the last of the Gen X's, the beginning of the millennials. Yeah. So we got affected by Queen. And
they were still really big in the 90s, coming back. Yeah. And there was a resurgence in that. I mean, they're still awesome now, but
especially when they actually started releasing their music to film and TV.
Exactly.
Shows.
That's where I know
they got
the music.
Yeah, that's where we all started really to enjoy them because at the time they didn't actually release the rights to their music for any kind of television. Yeah. And so once that happened, they flooded in a whole new era of fans.
Well, that's why it was cool to see some of these songs like We Will Rock You, Bohemian Rhapsody, kind of the inception of how they got made. I thought that was really cool to go and see these songs that I love. And We Will Rock You was all about, they wanted people involved, and they're there's going to be millions of people doing it. I was like, dude, think about it. There's billions of people doing it.
They were affected by what they saw.
Sports teams. People.
They got so big, too. You can't underestimate how big Queen was.
We Will Rock You is almost like an American sports anthem.
Yeah, I mean, they put it at every kind of
I bet you it's more popular here in America for sports than it is in England for football matches.
Yeah. I thought about that in the movie, too, because, again, there's a lot of stuff behind the scenes that I didn't know about Queen. Everyone's heard the music and you've heard it on movies or TV or something. But the one thing that I thought of, you just mentioned, was how they had that American tour really early in their career.
Yeah. Well, that's
the first album. They went to America, and it was that was a big break for them because back then that was still at the end of the British invasion kind of stuff where Brits could go big and they'll get big in England, but then it's when they open up to America, it's it's triple the audience.
Yeah, America is that's what you want to do. America is that's the forefront for music. You wanted to be, if you made it in America, you've made it.
We're cooler.
Yeah.
And so if we like the music, you're official. You could.
Well, we spend more money.
You've lived a life.
Yeah. We definitely spend more money.
Best audiences, fans. People go to those shows, they're selling out. Queen was selling out everywhere. But back to the movie though, a little bit. I would say there were like a few funny moments. Like you were mentioning the songs and like how they came up. And I think the one kind of downside would be like there were some like just cheesy parts to that where it's just like, oh yeah, they just all of a sudden they're like, what were the other songs? You know, it was like,
this is a cheesy movie.
Well, that's okay.
It's kind of cheesy, is what I'm saying.
I did not hate the movie. I very much enjoyed this movie.
I liked it more than you.
But this movie left a lot of potential. Yeah. Like if they really wanted to truly grasp this and make this a award-winning film, they could have delved deeper into some of the things that they barely touched on in this movie. And like even the stuff that Brooks was saying he was uncomfortable about earlier, they barely didn't even scratch that surface. Like they really only gave us like a flash through some montages about his life. But that's a really important part that I think they kind of glazed over, and it did more emphasize on the music part of Queen, which
is a studio.
But I think that goes back to what happened to the original screenplay that was by Sacha Baron Cohen,
which is where let's get into it. Your name is McNugget.
This is not.
You're a bit of a film snob in a way.
I am not a film snob.
We've been going this for a long time. You and I have been going back.
Was he supposed to play Freddie Mercury?
Yeah, he was going to write and star in a Freddie Mercury film, which he looks. I think more. I mean, he could. I think he looks more of that.
Too big.
Well, Freddie Mercury's a tall dude too. I think
he was like 6'5".
Well, I don't know. I think I don't know about.
I know he can really sing though too.
You don't even really know how different the script was.
Well, he said it was going to be a lot. I think the reason why they didn't like it was the band didn't approve it because I think it dived deeper into their like how they crumbled around probably his antics.
Which they showed.
But they barely
I
really.
thought about that
this
too.
This is a rock opera movie.
I thought about that too because I heard about the behind the scenes stuff, and I was
like, you can do a darker version of what they did in this movie.
They kind of like
that's where you get that.
Yeah, it's an independent movie though.
It's not. It would be independent. Ray wasn't an independent.
Why did Ray win an Oscar?
Because they went there.
Because he was blind.
Yeah, but he also was a drug addict.
Why does he
also
why does he also have a chance in this? Because he's gay and he dies of AIDS.
No, I don't. But they showed his drug addiction. They showed his like lack of respect for his wives. They went in depth with Ray and him as a character.
But also, there's also let's not get too sidetracked. It's just one part of the movie.
Well, no, I mean that's I'm defining the whole.
No, McNugget only wants to watch movies that are going to win.
No, it's not true at all. I didn't say I didn't like this movie.
Well, we could talk about it. I was going to say is there's a difference between Ray and then another one I thought of that I think won awards was Walk the Line.
Yeah.
And that was like in that similar kind of vein where it's like, that's the difference is, I don't know. There's a lot of differences, but yeah, I think this one was more of a crowd pleaser. Like tonight it was like,
I mean, I think
it wasn't like
you were literally clapping along in that movie. Like that's the point of this movie.
I think it's pretty simple. This was a musical. Those were more just regular films.
That's not. I wouldn't classify this as a musical.
I think the last 20 minutes are a concert.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
this is more of a musical than Ray. It's more of a musical than the one you just mentioned,
Walk the Line.
Walk the Line. It's far more musical.
Well, just because the last 20 minutes is the concert of Live Aid, and it's like that's where I kind of wish they would have gave me more story than I would have got that whole concert.
I think
it was a weird turn.
That could be one of the reshoots they did.
I think it was like a weird pivot because the whole movie up to that wasn't very musical. Like it was like just the normal kind of bits and pieces.
Yeah, trying to create the music and stuff like that.
And like some of them singing or whatever. But then at the end, like you mentioned, it was just like all of a sudden it turned into like a full concert,
like a dedication to Freddie Mercury.
Like just pivoted, and I didn't mind it. I don't know. You can say it's good or bad.
Yeah,
like I especially like the songs. I think that's the key. Is if you like this music, if you like Queen, you're gonna love this movie because the music's awesome and you get to see a little bit of story and a little drama. And and I think it was kind of funny that it turned at the end, but I totally liked it because I love those songs.
Yeah,
and the performances were good. I don't know how they did it. I think you mentioned in the movie, like, I heard that it was like mixed, like Rami Malek sang some of it.
I was wondering which parts were his voice and which parts were.
It was kind of like
sometimes you could tell which parts were.
Well, definitely when he's like when he was singing, like talking through the songs, you could kind of hear.
That was totally him. So anything that didn't need super, amazing vocal cords. Was Remy. Other than that,
I mean, he did a great job. He did do.
Well, here's the thing, and I think I was thinking about this earlier today. It's just that you got to think this story is about one of the greatest singers ever.
Yeah.
It's like no joke. Like everyone knows, like he's like one of the just like top singers. He has like 4 octave ranges. Yeah. He sings crazy. He writes like crazy. Like Freddie Mercury is a legend.
No, he's an absolute legend. He's one of the best to ever do it. But the thing that really helps his case, I think, is the fact how he passed away. You know, the fact that he was one of the biggest celebrities to die of HIV/AIDS at the time.
Yeah.
Tragic.
It's almost like
tragic.
Like Rock Hudson was like one of the other big guys, right?
Well, like
big
people
names.
equate it to like you say like Bo Jackson. Bo Jackson almost he's a football player who like was a beast and he only played a few years.
Football player,
and then he got injured, right? So he became like this mythical creature because it's all like, oh, what could he have done? Yeah. Imagine the things he would have done, right? So the Freddie Mercury story is very like it just ends so tragically that all we have is this amazing, entertaining story in our mind.
Yeah.
And that's why this movie was so perfect. Just it had to be made.
For sure. And that goes to some other musicians you could think of that go along with that, and maybe they should get their movies because not all of them have movies. We mentioned a couple other musicians that, but like if you think about Ray or Johnny Cash, like they didn't have that tragic ending.
Presley.
No,
like maybe Elvis did, but he still had such a long career because it was like Freddie Mercury. Like he went down in his almost prime. He was 45.
Well, I mean, you can talk about La Bamba. I mean,
well, I was a big. The Doors is probably one of my favorite music biopics.
Yeah, the Doors, and then Jimi Hendrix went down, and Kurt Cobain.
Yeah, they had a couple actually of Jimi Hendrix recently.
But they didn't. I don't know if there's like a really good Hendrix movie. That's what I was thinking, like or a Cobain one. Like
well, they haven't done a Cobain.
Andre 3000 from Ludacris did one, and that was supposed to be big, but I don't think it ever gained the traction that it was looking for.
Yeah, I think I've heard
words. We gotta drop in something big here though, because I'm like 5 minutes in, and I have a very good ability to recognize faces.
Oh, I was waiting for this too.
In movies that I've seen, and I'm like 5 minutes in. I have that
trivia.
Conifex, and I noticed. I'm like, dude, that's the kid from Jurassic Park.
It's Tim.
So the red kid from Jurassic Park has a huge part in this movie. I'm pretty sure he's American. What the hell?
He's playing a British guy.
What has he been doing? Because he was in the G.I. Joe movie years ago, and that was the same thing. I was like, this guy, what is he doing?
He's funny looking, but it fits for this because he's a bass player in a band.
Playing a British person.
And that reminds me that now that you say that, the rest of the cast brings it in.
I thought the rest of the cast members did a great job.
Was good.
They looked so much
like
Mike Myers,
cameo.
The guy who played Brian May looked just like Brian May. They did a great job.
Their hair, all the guys, just looked all so authentic and 70s, 80s.
I hope this is one of those films at least get people interested in Queen. First off, if you've never, maybe a lot of people like yourself who are so uncomfortable by certain scenes might have missed out on the kind of musician Freddie Mercury was, even though he was a little off compared to some people.
You didn't get uncomfortable?
No, I knew Freddie Mercury was who he was.
I'm saying you see the gay dudes kissing and shit.
That's what they do,
dude. I mean,
that's what those guys were doing.
When a man and a woman kiss.
Did you see the mustache? I'm just saying.
This
is Freddie Mercury.
I was gonna say about the mustache is I feel like there's a rule where gay guys had to have.
Well, at that time it was was actually I think it was.
You see the mustache, okay, he's gonna be kissing guys.
Either that or a porn star at that point.
Seriously,
if you had that stash at that time,
or the cop.
That's literally what it was.
But Brian May is one of the most. I don't even know if he'd be considered underrated, but for a lot of younger kids out there, if my brother happens to listen to this, Brian May is one of the best. I don't know if he's Jimmy Page's level or
the guitarist, right?
Guitarist though, the lead guitarist. Dude. He's one of the best to ever do it,
dude, for sure. The rest of the band all are legends too. I mean, people don't remember all their names as much, but especially the guitar, because if you think about Queen's music, when I came up, when I was more of a guitar guy in the beginning,
okay,
and
when you came up through the
when I listened to when I listened to music growing up, I guess. Okay. I used to like guitar more, and I wouldn't really listen to vocals. But then when you realize that Freddie Mercury is also the greatest singer,
oh totally,
and
by science, by something that people would think is a flaw,
lucky.
That is an ugly part of you, or is a flaw, is what made him so beautiful with his singing, right?
The teeth.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's actually. I think it's part. It could
supposedly
he was voice.
Well, okay, I watched some ranking thing. Right? Things to know about the movie before you see it. Apparently. They did according to this, they did studies on his vocal cords after he passed, and he was able to go places. At least he had more range or something.
Yeah. I didn't know that was really. So I thought he said that as a joke.
No, he mentioned it. I think as part of it.
Very beginning of the movie.
He could have got his teeth fixed so many times with all that money, but I don't think he wanted to lose out on the voice. Why would he?
Yeah,
that's the thing I thought about too.
Plus, it's makes him unique.
Yeah, you don't. Well, once you get grown too, it's do you really want to change your total look?
Can you imagine this? Just pulling teeth out too. That'd be so.
Well, think about it. Okay, for instance, Anthony Davis, a basketball player for the New Orleans Pelicans.
The unibrow, yeah.
He has the unibrow.
That's his identity.
That's his identity. He's built a career, a thing around it.
Yeah.
And with Freddie Mercury, he knew that not only did it give him the talents but also even in the beginning they called him out about his teeth. Well, he knew people made fun of him because of that, and that's what he said. He's like, we're misfits and we're making a band for misfits.
Well, let me ask you guys this: what's your favorite Queen song?
Oh my gosh,
that's tough. Well, let me shout out to Ranty Monkey in the chat. Thanks for coming by, bud.
Think of it.
Loon Tune says, I saw Queen in concert in the 80s. So blessed.
Wow,
that's awesome.
nice.
That's lucky. No one can compare to Jimmy Page, another great guitarist. Everyone's knew he was gay. That's true. The Jurassic World kid.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Jurassic Park, even farther back.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I didn't think it was Jurassic
Little
World.
Tim.
Hey, let me do a quick drop out there for anybody who's listening right now. You're on the No Bullshit 2 channel. Check out Mission Impossible Insurance Protocol. Check out Two Guys Talk Trailers, The Predator. Two things that Brooks and I started that are fucking funny, dude. Everyone likes them. They think they're funny, so you should think they're funny too. Back to Queen. Good music.
Yeah, and I was just gonna say about the teeth.
That's probably my favorite.
Like that's a good one. I liked I couldn't even pick one. Like they're all so good, dude.
Yeah.
Because I was like, there's different reasons. The thing about Queen is like they show it in the movie too. Like they have so many different kind of styles and songs. A slow song. They have these pop songs. They have that disco song. Like I mean, they're crazy.
If what you brought up earlier was that Sacha Baron Cohen's take was going to show more of the negativity behind it, and they said no to the script, this one was definitely in Queen's favor. How innovative they were, and how ahead of their time. I mean, we don't know if that's really true, but actually, let me drop it in there. You know, a really underrated musical, Rockstar, starring Mark Wahlberg. Sorry,
wow. I remember that one.
I'm calling bullshit. I'm just joking.
Yeah. Someone wants to know if there's no SJW moments. I thought about that. I mean, I guess they're kind of saying like if there's
really played safe.
Like politics.
They played this movie safe.
I think they did because it was like we were saying about maybe it was before we started live. I was saying how they went to some of those kind of like political things, like they're talking about like the AIDS epidemic and then like kind of like gay rights or whatever. Like just like
they didn't though. They
didn't go there.
But if you're watching a Freddie Mercury movie or a movie about Queen and Bohemian Rhapsody, and you really don't expect that you're going to see some touches on his sexuality, being a gay guy, then I don't know what you expect you're going to watch. You know? And it wasn't too much in your face, I think, to make you comfortable.
They made it very safe.
Yeah,
very safe.
They like just kind
very
of
surprising coming from Bryan Singer.
Yeah,
I mean,
well, that's another thing too. Like he actually got fired from this and everything.
I'm surprised they still gave him
his
credit.
name.
I thought he was going to get producer credit, not directed by.
They had to, or for some reason, like there was something about the Directors Guild or something.
Well, he did sue them, I think. Too.
It wasn't even like his movie because usually he likes to have AIDS and spread it around for children, not for adults. So it's weird that this isn't.
Well, I thought he would be the kind of guy that would go into those deep places too with that kind of character. But
Bryan Singer's supposed to be pretty evil. He's an evil guy.
Yeah,
I'm not a fan of him.
There's a good reason why, guys.
I'm pretty sure that's why Tim got
a joke that we make about it in Two Guys Talking Predator, the trailer. We talk about Predators and Me Too. We have jokes about it.
Someone, Alex, is asking about this movie. We actually saw this movie. The one where Andy Samberg is like a fake rock star.
Oh, pop star?
Oh, yeah, that movie's hilarious.
Connor for real. My name's Connor, so they could have taken my name.
That movie is hilarious.
The Lonely Island Boys are my jam.
Oh, yeah.
Tenacious D, Lonely Island Boys.
I'm So Humble is a great song.
By the way, right now, Tenacious D has a YouTube show on right now. Check it out if you're a Tenacious D fan.
I heard that they're coming back with a CD. And
check it out. November 2nd. Apocalypto.
Okay. Well, award consideration. I was trying to bet you, but you were too afraid to take it.
I don't think any. Actually, take that bet.
$2 that he at least gets a Golden Globe nomination.
Wait, no. I'm saying the movie, not him.
No, I'm saying him.
Well, yes, of all the people.
Good thing that this is on podcast, so people can see it. You already shook hands.
No,
we'll just sidebar this bet.
We shook hands.
But the one other thing I want to talk about Freddie Mercury, because I think a lot of it, it's about the band, of course, but there is a lot more focus on Freddie, undeniably. And he's got a crazy story. And the one thing I was going to say too is we're talking about the teeth, and it's funny because I never noticed that back in the day. Like maybe I was just because I was a kid, like I was younger when I was listening to Queen. Even in the 90s, like I would see their videos still and stuff. I didn't realize his teeth were like big. It was just I just didn't notice it.
I thought he was pretty weird looking as a kid.
I don't know why I didn't notice that.
He did kind of look like an alien to me at first. I was like, this is the alien dude.
I just knew he looked like a gay dude, like not that there's anything wrong with that.
How did you know what they look like?
Yeah, I was gonna say, what?
You look in the mirror and you're like,
no, but the other thing
closet?
I didn't know about him was, he's like from Zanzibar.
Yeah,
and he has like Indian parents, basically.
Isn't there a?
Well, that's what I would love to have seen more of. I would like to have seen more of diving into why he was rejecting his family and his birthrights, and then I would like to have seen more of their early struggles when they were bands, probably people making fun of him because of his
they did do enough of it. They made fun of it. They had one quick thing.
And then eventually turn the crowd. It's like, I get it.
Technically, there's two things.
There was like a little family stuff, but it was like barely there, and like he had this fight with his dad. And that's actually where I was a little worried in the beginning of the movie. Like I was talking about parts that kind of like made me cringe or like were stereotypical. And like in the beginning, like he had these family scenes. Like I think he was like when he was going out to a party and he's like, no, Dad, I'm gonna be better than that. Like I don't know, he said something like that where it just seems
very
so
Saturday
cheesy.
Night Live or Saturday Night Fever status.
Yeah, dude, it was so.
Every movie where the guy becomes a star, it's literally always the father where the mom does not support him.
Yeah, but wasn't one of Saturday Night Fever? Wasn't that one of the first ones to do that?
No, like literally any musical, A Star Is Born, the first one.
That's what
You know what
actress,
like
not
that.
about a singer.
You know what another thing that
She's trying to
reminded
be
me
a
of
singer though.
was
No, she's trying to be an actress.
No, she's not. You've seen Star Is Born. Isn't she a singer?
No, the original one. You said the original one's about
Star Is
actress.
Born.
The original one is. I think you're talking.
There's like 4
you're thinking
versions.
Star Is Born.
You're thinking Sunset Boulevard.
No, Star Is Born. The very, very first one is about an actress. Then it becomes about a musical.
Let's get the listeners right
It's
here
a little.
to go ahead and confirm that.
Like the
I didn't know that's
1940
true. There's like 4 versions. I
It's
know.
one like
there's-
it's 1940, and I think it's pretty sure it's about an actress.
But,
I'll look it up right now.
Google it.
Yeah.
Googling it.
Google it.
So I forgot what I was talking about, but Star Is Born was good.
Yeah, I want to get to that one too.
That movie's good. The other thing was, yeah, I didn't know that stuff about Freddie Mercury, like from Zanzibar, like just like the whole backstory. I mean, I knew the tragic death and like I knew the band, but that was pretty cool.
I thought it was a good movie, man.
Yeah.
If we're when we get to the point that we're gonna rate them, I'm gonna rate pretty high. I enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed
Yeah, I
it.
think
The other thing too was okay. This is what I was getting at was the cheesy family moments reminded me of the movie Walk Hard.
Nice.
You ever see Walk Hard?
Yes.
And it's like making
Dewey
fun of,
Cox
'cause
story.
I was talking about Walk the Line, and it like makes fun of those rock movies that kind of have those stories. And it's like there were a few moments in this movie that reminded me of that, but it definitely did ruin it. It was just like in the beginning, I was like, "Oh, is this gonna be bad?" And then there was like a few other cringe moments, but overall, it kicked ass.
Yeah,
It was-
absolutely.
I think the music brought it together too.
To be honest,
you know?
family drama isn't exactly your cup of tea when it comes to narrative. You want Kevin Hart and some rock and explosions.
Oh, well, that's a good
You know,
too. But
I'm just saying. I thought at the end.
well, I thought this was more for
No,
like families.
I like the end.
Yeah.
The end when the dad was like, he knew. I loved the last 30 minutes because.
He's always on his
And you guys think it's over the top, but it's because everyone knew that this was the last they were going to see him. So like his dad was like, he knew that he was going to lose his son, even though he had never understood him,
Yeah.
and he like finally accepted him then. And I got a little emotional watching that scene.
I
So,
don't think he died like 6 years later though.
but the way they shot it, he did. He died a lot later than you would have thought. But the way they shot the last
right
40
after
minutes
the last
was that it was
performance.
everyone saying goodbye.
Yeah.
Was that their last performance? I think it. I don't know if it was.
I think
but
that
it was like their last big one. But,
exactly.
but I know what you're saying. It was the crowd at the end was great. I was talking about the beginning where I was just like a little bit, and then. But I think it pulled through that. You know.
I think we're being a little nitpicky on this movie though. I'm just saying.
I think you're being defensive.
I'm not a fan.
No, it's definitely it's a movie for Queen fans.
It's a movie.
Yes.
It's a musical
Very.
biopic. It's how they're made. It's all the same. There's always a parent who doesn't support their dreams, and then they fight
true.
against it. It's literally
I'm
the
pretty
same
sure it was
movie.
in Walking Dead. It was in
I don't-
Walking Line.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
It was also
like
in
that.
Ray.
It's
Yes.
like Walk Hard.
Nobody
and-
believed in them.
Yes,
But you have to have that.
the
catalyst.
Elvis made-for-TV movie on CBS,
Kurt Russell.
like
Yeah.
literally the Temptations VH1 movie, the Jackson 5
You
one.
need
like,
you need that
That's what I
catalyst
was
to push
thinking
you,
was like
injection
that-
you start
That's
up.
why I said
Yeah.
like behind the music. It's like a VH1 behind the
totally.
music. Doors too, like is
Totally.
another one older, but the Doors movie
it's
kind of
not-
like
I,
that.
I haven't watched MTV or VH1 in years,
I
but
mean,
it's gonna be
they
one
do-
of
No
those,
one has.
It's gonna be
No
one of those
has.
movies that's on a Saturday night that is
Unless-
eventually gonna get syndicated.
Unless you like reality shows, then don't watch.
You know what I'm saying? Don't they still have movies sometimes? No.
I mean, they have some
Oh.
original TV. Yeah, maybe every once
Teen
in a while.
Wolf.
I don't
Because
know.
like when I watched the Jackson 5 miniseries, it was
Oh,
on
on
VH1.
VH1. Yeah.
Like the Temptations
Yeah.
one was on VH1.
Yeah. VH1 still.
So I feel like
Yeah.
eventually it's going to be.
They had that like
Yeah.
documentary
Yeah,
stuff,
for sure.
and that's what it felt
Jersey
like.
Boys.
I think overall, it's it's another kind of like almost like a biopic, but also like a rock and roll historical.
I think it
and
has
it turns into a musical at the end.
it has positive ramifications, hopefully, in our society right now, because a lot of these millennials, the music they like, and I guess technically I'm in the beginning of the millennials. I don't know, just people that I can't. All the music is so produced. All it is produced, and it's rap, and it's people having sex and fighting and drugs. And I sound like an old guy now. But Queen was actually amazing music, amazing musicians,
Mhm.
like creating, like not just doing the same thing and adding a different product placement in it. It was a show.
Mhm.
So if these kids can can watch this movie and be like, man, this band is pretty good, and just realize the kind of legend, like you said, that they were as a band. And Freddie was as a singer.
That's what it did for me too. Like, even if maybe you haven't listened to them in a while, like me, and it kind of just like brings you back in, and you like remember the story and all the hits.
Well, Brooks, I was sitting right next to you. There were multiple times in the movie where you were like, you were moving. You were moving the beat.
Of course. I was like, dude, there's a few times where it's like, you just almost want to clap, and like I almost want to put my hands in the air, but I was just like, I don't want to embarrass my friends.
Well, because like, okay, there's a scene where he talks about
I was doing it
when Freddie, when he feels most of the places when he has everybody in the crowd and they're all singing to him, and he has them all, right?
Yeah.
The cool thing about watching a movie like this is that Queen has been such a big part of all of our lives that I'd be fine to go ahead and bet that over 95% or more of the people that were in the theater with us, pretty packed theater, we all could have sang every word to a lot of these big songs.
Yeah. Oh,
we all know them.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, they're
so
classic,
that's what I mean. It's just I don't take defense to the fact that you guys want to be nitpicky or whatever you want to call it. I think a lot of people are going to enjoy this movie. Dude.
No, I agree. I think it's going
to be very popular.
It's just I think it's going to do very well.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of money.
People love the music.
Disagree with you either. I think I was just mentioning a few parts that made me laugh.
I'm just saying I would like to just a little deeper.
Yeah.
No, not even the script. I'm just saying like I would just like to because I am a fan, and I would like to have known the stuff I don't already know.
I guess what I hope not though is that people don't give all the credit to Bryan Singer. Though.
Yeah, really, Bryan Singer.
That would be a bummer.
The guy that directed Eddie the Eagle, he's the one that really saved that movie.
Troubled production on the movie. It's like a little drama on there.
Bryan Singer.
Well, I was going to say that when we started watching, it was like, how long did it take? This was like a 10-year, 15-year project.
Yeah.
Maybe trying to get this.
Yeah, because the Sacha Baron Cohen one was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Then that they had it in development. Band read the script, didn't like it. He got fired. Then it was in development hell for like 4 years.
I felt bad for watching Rami Malek. Like, dude, he's so skinny in this movie. Like, dude, you need to eat after this. I hope you look sickly. I know he's supposed to be out with AIDS, but
I feel like Mr. Robot is also like that too by the end of it.
I never
finished
like
Mr. Robot. Super lean, yeah.
Not even lean, just bones, dude.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at the end of his career though, he was
not even just straight bones.
HIV.
I'm really interested in wondering what his last performance was, and I just want to watch it because he knows that I'm gonna die, dude. Like this is.
Well, he said he wanted to spend the rest of his time making music, and he had 6 more years after that.
Yeah, I was surprised how long he lived. That was when some Magic Johnson worked there.
Yeah,
because he had AIDS for 6 years.
Magic Johnson's still alive.
I know.
Magic Johnson injected $150,000 into his blood
every hour.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, damn, if he had met that Magic.
Yeah, seriously. Because it's like that concert was basically like Magic Johnson's All-Star game.
Yeah.
It's like these last great performances of these amazing people
that
were affected by
that. I can agree with.
Do you know what it reminded me of too? Now that you say that, it's a little different, but it reminded me of that game where Michael Jordan had played with the flu.
He didn't like that wasn't his
last game.
But no, I'm saying though,
it's
like one of those epic moments where like the star pushes through an illness.
They're gonna give you their best performance.
It still has like a great performance, and that was what Live Aid was, because it was like, there's some parts, and this might be a little spoiler, but we're not talking too much about the ending details, but there's a little bit about where it's like you're saying it's his last performance maybe or whatever, last big one, and he's like training for that, and he's already sick too.
Yeah, so it shows like, man, the weight. Again, that's why it made it so impressive, because it's like, dude, this guy already has a killer disease right now. Like, he's dying every second. That's what AIDS does. It just breaks you down every second, breaking down cell by cell by cell.
Super sick.
So he's dying on stage, and he's given all of himself.
Everything.
Yeah. I got to give credit for someone who works in TV and film, whether it's on camera or off camera. This movie, so many huge sets, because it was all concerts. There's so many concert scenes, so many extras.
Dude, I was
the logistics that went in to make this.
Sure.
I mean, damn.
Well, I heard about it, dude. I don't know if you heard any of the details, but specifically, like, there was a lot about that Live Aid at the end.
Yeah, that's huge.
They brought in like a full set of extras. I mean, I'm sure they didn't have 100,000.
Well, they definitely Lord of the Rings. There was like copies.
They had a ton
of copies of the same. People,
I heard something like I think they went to the same location too, like with a bunch of extras, and like redid it all, like whatever.
It's hard to manage like 300 to 500 people that are just background actors, not even counting the main cast.
Town Wrangler, I feel bad for you.
Oh, there's like 30 of them probably. So overall, I give credit to this movie, man. If we are we at the point that we want to rank, I'll give it a 8.2 out of 10. It was enjoyable.
Wow, that's high.
For a music biopic movie. I like the music, so I'm into it.
That's true.
I'm into it. You know,
I feel you. I think I was about to go to a 4, but I was going to give it 3.5.
So 7.
So
7 out of 10.
Yeah,
I'm going to go around there about 7.4.
7.4.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I was about to give it a 4, but then there's just like a few things, like I said, it didn't make me hate it because I still love the music.
Yeah, it was a fun movie.
But I think there's another line. I don't know if we talked about it in the show yet today, but I don't think it is on that Oscar level. like we're talking
I don't
about.
think it's Oscar level. I just think
it's like that's if it was more. I don't even know if I necessarily like Oscar stuff more. I'm not like that Oscar baity, but I could see the value in like we're talking about Walk the Line or Ray.
Yeah,
and I don't think necessarily those are better. I actually like Bohemian better because I like the band.
Yeah, no. And then that's the thing is I enjoyed.
Yeah, I don't like those better.
But the thing is, I enjoyed this movie more.
As far as like I know that the Oscars would go for that, and then for me, I don't know.
So that's why
I would say the only thing different is as a Queen fan, that movie might have more of an impact than Ray.
Okay, so you're saying that you enjoyed Bohemian Rhapsody more than Walk the Line and Ray?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay,
me too.
But because it's not in this created box of awards movie for you.
No, I'm not saying there's no.
You want to shoot it down because
I'm not shooting it down. I'm just saying there's a lot of potential they left on the table with this type of movie.
But you enjoyed it more.
But I'm saying, but as an actual fan, I wasn't a huge fan of Ray Charles or a huge fan.
So you're calling the hypocrisy out in terms of award shows.
No, I'm saying, but if I'm a fan, I am a fan of Queen. I would have liked to have known things that I hadn't seen before.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like, I think if they did that route, I probably would have been more effective.
Well, I'm just saying, theoretically, then I think there would be some award consideration. Rami Malek, who plays Freddie Mercury,
there's
definitely he'll be up for Golden Globes. He'll get a People's Choice Award, a Teen Choice Awards, an MTV Movie Award.
It depends on the reaction too. It's like if it goes really big, it could get more attention.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, exactly. And where we are in 2018, right?
Yeah.
So you're saying that you enjoyed Bohemian Rhapsody more than two movies that actually won Oscars, cast members and stuff.
I enjoyed it in 3 Billboards.
Okay.
So, oh wait, no, that didn't win the Best Picture.
That's different. Sorry. So you enjoyed it more, and yet those things win awards. So theoretically, why wouldn't this movie have a chance at awards? I'm just saying
it's not. Yeah. Because if you look at it from a storytelling, it doesn't have any depth, dude. This movie's just very on the level, very plain, very safe. So there's no risk to this movie. Why would you award something that's no risk? It's enjoyable. It's gonna make money. Mike Myers' character said it best. He likes formulas. This was very formulaic movie.
Let's talk. It's gonna sell. Let's talk in March and April because I think I wouldn't be surprised if there's an Oscar nomination. So
I'm just saying I don't think Oscar, maybe Golden Globes, for sure MTV Movie Awards.
I think what's gonna happen is this reminds me. Is like Star is Born is going to be the one that's going to get the Oscars.
That's Oscar nominated.
And I think that I don't know if I agree with that because there's another thing I was going to say if we're going to really talk about Oscars more. It's just like I don't know like if I necessarily agree with what that gets Oscars. It's more just like for them what they think is like it's voted by the Academy. You know, it's not like
other Oscar winners,
democracy or something like that. Like it's just the members, so it's like they tend to like their own kind of like cliquey.
Rarely is the Oscar winner the best movie of the year, you know?
Yeah, or like something that most people like.
Shape of Water was good, right? Like last year's winner, Shape of Water was good, but I felt last year's list of movies was so.
I would take Bohemian Rhapsody over Shape of Water any day.
Yeah, of course.
Shape of Water's a pretty interesting movie.
But,
have you seen it?
Because it's an awards movie.
No, not even that. Have you seen the movie?
Yes, I have.
Okay, well,
isn't it very interesting to the more relevant Star is Born though? Like, do you think?
I haven't seen it yet.
I gotta watch that. I really want to see it.
You haven't seen it?
I
thought you said you saw it. Yeah, no, I think Star is Born has a lot more going for it because it's just its own story thing and like you know it has original songs too. So
and you probably see like character arc and you probably see like depth.
And it has tragedy.
All the other characters,
and,
not just like one-dimensional characters that are just Queen.
The reason I think about it too is we're talking about if we talk about the awards, I think like that one is more baity and like okay, that one's gonna get the Oscars and it's kind of funny because there's these two musicals coming out like in a couple months of each other, like gonna compete.
What's the other one?
Say Star is Born.
Well, Star is Born and Bohemian. It's like pretty musical right now because I was actually mentioning that to the wife, like kind of like before the movie, where I was saying like I wonder if it's going to be like Star is Born, where that movie actually is more musical. Like there will be like full songs like throughout a few times, but it's tied in well, and it doesn't feel like a cheesy musical.
Hopefully that's leading on to where we have these like music biopics or music movies to where there actually is a lot of good music. That would be nice instead of like again I Walked the Line, I've seen it a few times and there are parts I like, but overall
the bad one
I like
the Tupac Shakur one. That was a very good music biopic.
Well, because NWA
was a great
that's what I was gonna say. I just thought of that again because that was
very
a few years ago.
What was something that helped it in NWA, the movie? What was something that helped it? No, there's one other thing.
I feel didn't just see the movie.
Easy died of AIDS.
That's true.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it's similar.
AIDS in that time.
Well, he's right.
Such a
dying young
thing.
Dying when you're at your height of your popularity, or ending it. Yes, it's going to be
from the disease that all of us like. When I was a kid and I heard about AIDS, I was so scared. I was like, oh my god, it's like it murders everybody. Like
it's still scary. The other thing though too is
it's more manageable now.
Is art reflects.
Don't want it.
If you think about that saying like art reflects life, which reflects art.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like that. Because not only was there like really this epidemic in the 80s, and like it came up in Bohemian, and then also an NWA movie, but also like there's the whole people making movies about AIDS tragedies.
Yeah.
Like the Philadelphia movie with Tom Hanks.
Totally.
And then like other movies about it.
See, they could have definitely gone that way too. They could have made this movie more addressing the AIDS epidemic.
That would have been
the gay
a cop
epidemic
out to me, because it's been done so much.
Yeah, but I mean it's part of it. Pinnacle to the story. I mean, he got AIDS because of the AIDS epidemic. Like he was involved in it. He was part of it.
Again, all the things we talked about, we've all been conditioned about AIDS. We don't need to see a movie about it. That's why the fact that
that's why they didn't do that, because they wanted this movie you to walk out happy. I was singing the songs.
I would say, speaking of the AIDS epidemic, last thing I'm going to say, there's been a lot of movies about it, but one that is really underrated that I know neither of them have seen, not necessarily their fault, but it's called "And the Band Played On." And it's an HBO movie about the AIDS epidemic, and it starts with Matthew Modine and Alan Alda as doctors, one in France and one in the US, the CDC, who actually come upon this disease and don't know what to do about it, and asking questions. And it's the whole world, all the doctor professionals around the whole world get in on this, trying to find out what this disease is. So it's a pretty interesting movie if you've never checked it out. But overall, positive for this movie. Do you want to get into I don't know, maybe something we've seen recently before we wrap up?
Yeah, I think that's good.
Yeah, we could throw out whichever. I think last thoughts on Bohemian. I think we'd all recommend it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely, if you like the band, or if you like any kind of those musical rock kind of things, maybe you haven't heard of Queen, definitely worth a shot. But as far as things I've seen lately, do you guys want to start with anything?
Yeah, I got something.
Go.
On YouTube, like I was saying earlier, the Tenacious D Apocalypto TV show.
Okay,
it's hilarious. If you're a fan of Tenacious D, you're gonna enjoy it.
I love Tenacious D. They have a show on YouTube.
They do all the art. It's like a cartoon, right?
Okay.
But they do all the art. It's hilarious, dude. It's only gotten better every episode.
That's cool.
And it's like I think it's only going to be 6 episodes, but every episode has 2 songs, and it's basically going to build up to the album that comes out November 2nd.
Musical recommendation for a musical
night.
Musical review of a movie.
Related, yeah.
Personally, for me, I've been watching the show Snowfall. Got it from the library. Check out movies to your library. Support your local library, dude. You save a lot of money, and it's nice for the world. Snowfall is an FX show, kind of about the emergence of crack cocaine. Yeah. And cocaine. That's the cool thing, is that you don't know, and then eventually he makes his nut on crack.
Crack cocaine,
right?
Yeah. That's
so it's just in LA. You see how the CIA has their own war going on. So it's just it's been done just like the AIDS stories, but it's I like FX shows. So
like Blow,
kind of not as good as Blow, but yeah, like Blow.
Yeah, and then Blow, I would match up, and this is kind of random, but in my head, Blow matches up with like The Doors.
Yeah,
kind of like around the same time.
Well, I guess
like glitzy glamour.
Why it's a little different is because it's the LA, so it's the crack, so it's the African American, the black gangs point of view.
Okay.
So it's how the guys, all the black gangs, the Crips, the Bloods, how they just destroyed, making so much money. Like in one episode, they made like $100,000 a day.
Well, yeah, because it's how they cut it, right? It's how they cut it differently.
Can we talk about you read from the library again?
I get all my movies.
Dude, I read from the library too.
Isn't it funny how it's like when you're a kid?
And I read out books too. I mean, it's not just movies.
No, when you're a kid, you're just like embarrassed about the library. You wouldn't like be bragging about it, but then it's like when you're full grown, you're like, yeah, I'm going to the library.
Okay, apparently, you were never part of the Pizza Hut Book Readers Club, because if you read the most
I did that.
Month,
you get a free pizza.
You got a free pizza.
You did
and
that,
I
really?
was all about that, bro.
Wow.
Yeah, I did that for
I want to make fun of you for doing that, but the fact that he did it too, I can't make fun of both.
Dude, I used to get. I remember also
pizza's the worst.
There was like this.
Not when you're a kid. You get
like free stuff for your grades.
And they had better pizza been there back in the day.
He's trying to talk. Can you let him go? But your grades, yes, Brooks.
Continue.
No, it's just like I remember the free pizzas, and then there was another thing you'd get. I think this was just local, but it was like there was a video store by our school that for every A you got, they would give you like a free rental.
That's fucking awesome.
You know what I'm saying?
I
was thinking about that because you mentioned that it was the same kind of bonus, and then I actually was talking to the wife about video stores. Like I forget why a few weeks back. I think it was because of the Captain Marvel trailer, and they have like the Blockbuster. And I was trying to tell her about what that shit was because I mean I'm sure she had some too, but like it was like a whole thing when we were kids, like coming up in the early '90s, and you're just like
lived at.
Always renting every weekend. I was like telling her all that.
Calling the store every hour. It's like, do you have Rocky IV in?
Getting video games.
Dude, I went through so many different stores.
Can you check the Dropbox?
Yeah,
Albertsons was my jam every week.
Albertsons, long strokes.
Rent Super Nintendo games and movies. There's a weekend.
Always get the games and the. And then now it's like that stuff's all dead, and then it basically got replaced by a robot,
a box.
Red box can replace all of that. And then now that actually brings us full circle to what you were talking about, the library. It's like the new option.
Los Angeles Public Library.
Yeah, please support your local library.
I got Who Would You Be My Neighbor? It's that Dr. What's his name?
No, Mr. Rogers.
I never really watched it, I'll be honest.
That's terrible, bro.
I watched
now that makes so much sense why you are who you are.
Yeah, an adult.
Because you did not have Mr. Rogers.
Watch movies. I had grandparents, they did that. But this is What the Falk Show. I appreciate you taking the time to listen. It's also the No Bullshit live stream, depending on how you're listening. I'm gonna wrap off right now. We're probably gonna continue the stream.
Red Dead 2.
Play Red Dead 2, SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher, Pod Directory, all the usual folks, at MyWTF Show on all social media. Thanks for fucking listening. I think we're going to try to check out Fantastic Beasts 2 next week. And also, as I said, we're coming out with short films. Brother-in-law and I, Brooks and I. Miguel helps with that as he produced the last thing. We got No Tip coming out. We're in editing right now. It's a funny movie, all innuendo. I think you're going to like that. And don't forget about the Mission Impossible Insurance Protocol. I say I've been working on a movie, and every person I've showed it to thought it was pretty fucking funny, so you might too. Check out our No Bullshit too. Thanks for fucking listening, and try to avoid wheat and gluten if you can. It gives you horns. Thanks, guys.
Great outro. Great outro,
Your
dude.
penis flies off too, as well. That's what I've heard.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. You heard our recommendations. Bohemian's good.
Yeah, guys.
There's some other cool stuff to watch.
We appreciate you.
Peace out.